Hey, what's good? I'm Coach Colin Castello with Shotmechanics Basketball, and today I've got a few keys to help you maximize your training if you've got to do it by yourself. All right, now for most players, they want to get in the gym and they want to get reps, but for a lot of people, they don't really know what to do if they're by themselves, if they don't have a coach or don't have a workout partner, right? This is one of the videos that I get requested a ton. So today what I want to do is walk you through a few ways that you can maximize your by yourself workouts to ensure you're actually getting better and not wasting your time when you do end up going to the gym. But if you really want to get more reps in and kind of get your game right and score more points, click the top link in the description down below or the top pinned comment to get free instant access to my InstaBucket workout. This is a quick 5-minute workout that's going to help you turbocharge your scoring average the very next time you step on the court. So click it down below because it's 100% free. Now, when we're thinking about getting a workout in, right? You're going to the gym, you're going to the park, wherever it is that you're going to get that work in. We want to think about having 3 main components to every single workout. Pretty much every workout I do with the player, unless we're working on something, hyper specific, is these 3 things, right? We've got handles, finishing, and shooting. Because generally speaking, if we can work on handles, finishing, and shooting in every single workout, we're gonna ensure that you're getting a nice, well-rounded workout, right? So a lot of times if I'm putting together scoring workouts, like InstaBuckets, link down a bit below, you're gonna notice that most of the time they revolve around those 3 things. Because if you can develop those 3 skills, handles, finishing, and shooting, those are the 3 that are really gonna translate in actual gameplay. So a lot of times players will go to the gym and they'll just kind of find random drills on Instagram or on YouTube or something like that, and they'll just kind of throw them together. And before you know it, they're working on one skill way more than the others, and so they end up being really one-dimensional on the court. So if you can kind of make sure that you're working on all 3 every single workout, you're gonna maximize your workout, you're gonna maximize your time, and you're gonna see more results in actual game scenarios. So the next key that will help you train by yourself is to train smart. And what I mean by that is be hyper-specific in your training, right? A lot of times players don't really have a plan in place. They just go to the gym and they, look up some drills like I mentioned before, or they just kind of start shooting around. That's not what we want to do. You want to be hyper-specific. You want to think about your specific game, where you struggle, you want to kind of do a self-evaluation and figure out what your weaknesses are on the court, and then those are the things you want to target, right? Being hyper-specific. Because a lot of times what we end up seeing is players will go to the gym and they'll just start doing what's comfortable, right? And they'll kind of just do this overall broad workout, and before you know it, they're not actually working on anything that's going to help them. So what you need to do is sit down, make yourself a plan and say like, okay, I have a hard time handling pressure when I'm, dribbling the ball up the court, or I have a hard time shooting off of the dribble. So you want to be hyper-specific in what you're doing and then tailor specific your plan to that, right? And a lot of the free workouts that I have are a great way to go about doing that because I've already done the work for you. So make sure you're hyper-specific when you're choosing what you're going to work on, and that's going to go a long ways. All right, so the next one, and this is huge because I see players do it in every single gym I ever go to, and it's one of the things that can kill your training the most, and something that most players do if they're training by themselves, and that's this. Stop casual shooting. Now, what is casual shooting? Casual shooting is basically, you've done it, I've done it, we've all done it, where you're just at the gym, you kind of dribble out to the 3-point line, you get a shot up, you chase your ball down, you dribble back out, you get a shot up, right? And there's no real purpose to it. You're not really moving in a specific way. You're not doing like in-game movements or in-game cuts, right? And the problem with casual shooting is it makes your muscle memory kind of go to that way of being casual, right? So as soon as you're in the game and you're sped up and there's a defender and you're coming off of curl cuts, flare cuts, slide cuts, all that sort of stuff, all the reps that you got inside the gym suddenly don't matter at all because they weren't game specific, right? So instead of just casual shooting, you want to have a specific plan in place, right? I'm going to shoot off the curl, I'm going to shoot off the fade, I'm going to shoot off the pullback, I'm going to shoot off these specific game movements. And if you can cut casual shooting, I promise you, you can find out that your game's going to go like a skyrocket because you're getting actual reps that are going to translate to the actual game. So no more casual shooting. You should never do it when you go into a gym again, because if you have a plan, you have purpose, and if you have purpose, you're going to be a lot better. All right, so next up, this is a big one that a lot of players miss, especially when training by themselves, is to track your results, right? So if I'm doing a drill and I'm going to shoot 10 shots, I want to track how many shots I make out of that. So it might be in my notes app on my phone, it might be on a piece of paper I got, my gym bag, whatever it is. If you can track how many you've made in different drills and in different spots, it's going to help you, number one, see improvement. So once you see improvement, it's going to want to keep you working harder. And number two, it allows you to figure out what you're good at, what you're bad at, right? If you're doing catch and shoot threes and you track, you hit 8 out of 10, you're probably pretty good at them. You don't need a ton of work on that. If you're doing one dribble pull-ups going left and you hit 8 out of 10, probably don't need to work on that. if you track 1 dribble pull-ups going right and you hit 2 out of 10, all of a sudden you see on paper a physical look or inside of your phone, right, that's something you need to work on. And a lot of times this data, players don't realize when they're just in the gym working on it, right? You might not realize that going right you struggle and going left you're solid, or vice versa, right? So by tracking your results and by tracking that data, you don't need some crazy fancy app or anything like that to be able to do this, but by tracking your results, it allows you to figure out what you need to work on, what's already dialed in, and because of that, you can train smart like we talked about before. All right, so the next thing that can really help, especially if you're training by yourself, is to hold yourself accountable, right? Set up things to challenge yourself to make sure that you're pushing yourself to the envelope through the entire workout. It might be something like this. It might be, I need to make 6 out of the next 10, otherwise I'm gonna run 16 lines, right? Or it might be, I need to finish 10 of these layups in a row without a miss, otherwise I've gotta do 20 push-ups. And so a lot of times by challenging yourself and really holding yourself accountable, it's great because number one, you're gonna go harder because there's something to lose or gain. And number two, it helps your mental stability, it helps your mental focus, right? And so a lot of times I love having players set up, a challenge like this for each section or each drill because it ends up helping them stay hyper-focused and allows them to get a better workout the entire way through. A lot of times, especially when players are working out by themselves, there's nothing to stay motivated, right? If I'm working out with a workout partner, I can get into them and say, hey, come on, man, pick it up, you're slacking. Hey, you missed 3 in a row, dig in, all that sort of stuff. But if you're by yourself, you don't have anything like that, right? And so by having just like a super simple challenge like, running lines or push-ups or jumping jacks or whatever it is, it helps you stay focused, it helps you stay dialed. And even if it's, not a huge difference as far as the makes or the misses, it's gonna give you a lot better workout, I promise you. All right, so the next key for working out by yourself, and I saved it for last because it's one of the most important, is this: stay consistent, right? The more consistent you work out, the better you're gonna be. The more reps you get, the better you're gonna be. And it's basically as simple as that, right? So the problem by working out by yourself is it's hard to stay motivated, right? If you don't have that partner or that friend who's pushing you, going, hey, we gotta get up at 6 to get to the gym before other people are there, it's really hard to stay consistent. And consistency is the key to getting better at not only basketball, but pretty much everything in life. So like what I don't want you to do is go to the gym and train for 4 hours and then not train for a week, right? A lot of players get super hyped up to go train and they'll have like a massive, 2 or 3 hour gym session, and then they'll be tired and they'll be like, all right, well, that was good for the week, and they're done, right? I would much rather have you work out for 20 minutes 5 times a week than 3 hours once a week, right? Because consistency is the key to building skill and the key to being better at pretty much everything, including basketball. So if you want to get better and you're training by yourself, be consistent. The more consistent you are in the training, the better you're going to be, I promise. All right, and if you really want to turbocharge your scoring average, click the second link in the description down below. Get free instant access to my InstaBucket workout. This is a quick hitting 5-minute workout that's gonna help you score more points the next time you step on the court. So click the second link in the description down below, get instant access. And if you're new to Shot Mechanics, click that subscribe button, ding the bell notification, because we put out fire videos every week and they're all gonna get you better, I guarantee it. And if this video helped you out, hit the like button, head to the comment section, let me know what sort of video you wanna see next, because this channel is for the people, by the people, and I run pretty much everything off a request, including this video, so leave one down below and hopefully we'll be able to get to it. Again, I'm Coach Colin Castillo with Shot Mechanics Basketball. Thanks for watching. Until next time, splash on.